All right, so my guest today is Greg Pyfrom, attorney at law. Hi, Greg.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. Welcome to the studio.
I like it.
You like it?
Yeah.
Does it set the mode right?
It certainly does. This is kind of like when we were on national TV on Case.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, it's a flashback. It's really good.
A flashback. So, Greg, tell everybody about yourself, who you are, how long you've been an attorney, and what kind of attorney you are.
I'm a trial lawyer. I was an actor who couldn't make it, and I love being on stage. So
Really?
Acting is very much like being a trial lawyer, and there's no better stage than in front of a jury. It's just having a good time, and you get to be basically the producer, the director, the actor, and if you don't like the script in the middle of the script, you just change it. It's just fun, and if if you question certain things, question them vigorously and act to the jury and let them know who you are and how passionate you are about something. I mean, I could probably sell almost anything. So it really is fun. It really is. I know,
that's great to hear because, if you love what you're doing, it's not really work.
it's work. And you have to deal with lawyers, and that's not the fun part of the job.
No, not if someone's bringing a case against you. Then you got to defend yourself, and defending yourself is part of risk management, which is a huge thing in the home inspection business. So that's where you come in to help out. So now fill everybody in on how long you've been doing this.
I've been doing this 45 years, and I was trying cases in front of a jury and a judge before I even became a lawyer. We had a program that allowed you to have a mentor, and you would go to court and you would do the small little things, small claims for someone when they're there, or you do a hearing, and I just liked it. I mean, it was really easy. And telling you one quick story is that I was actually trying cases. I worked for a lawyer who sometimes, because he was Irish, hit the bottle a little more than he should. And he wouldn't show up at court. So I would be there, and after a while, the judges knew me so well and that I had done so many things before them, they would ask, well, where is your mentor? And I said, I'm sure he's in court, probably in another courtroom. and he would look at me and smile and go, this is a minor matter. You can just go ahead and try the case. So I was trying cases before I ever became a lawyer in court.
Wow.
It was. And
that's legal?
Well, I'm sure it pressed the outside of the envelope, but the client didn't mind. And it'd be basically something minor like, somebody had a violation of something at their house, or there would be something like a moving violation.
So no murder cases?
Oh, of course not. Of course not. And certainly nothing of high value.
Right.
And these judges had so many of them, they just wanted them off the books. So they kind of winked and when I got a little bit too much, they kind of said, let's approach the bench. And they'd say, Greg, you're pushing the outside of the limit.
Yeah, you're walking the line, son.
Yeah.
Well, I never heard this from you before, so this is interesting for me to hear this right now. That's a good story.
So
I like it.
I decided when I passed the bar, I could have gotten various jobs because I used to be a tennis pro. So I played I was playing tennis with junior partners and so forth. So I got this entertainment to go to this intercession, I would say, about going in and getting a job. The junior partners would bring me in because they wanted to play tennis. So I would play tennis with them. And so during breaks, they would have me right there and they could sneak away for a set or so.
Rubbing tennis elbows.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Or tennis balls. Yeah. Anyway, to make the long story short, is that I decided that if I took a job paying more money, I would get almost no experience. So I went to a house counsel, and the senior partner of that one was a big tennis guy that I'd been playing for years with. And I started at $12,500 for house counsel, and that would be in 1976.
Let's see. Oh, hang on. What was I doing in 1976? 1976. I was
Were you-
10 years old. I
were
was
you
born in
born?
66.
Right.
I was born in 6. I was 10 years old.
Anyway, nobody wanted to try cases. So I only wanted to try cases. So I would trade vacation days for their trials they didn't want anyway. So normally by the third year, you may get second chair or something. Well, by the end of the first year, I had tried more cases than anybody in the firm.
Oh, wow.
So I loved it. It was theater.
Right.
And I just make up stories and I just say, I don't believe anyone believes their story. And I go to the jury and I look right at them and said, you can't believe this. Who would believe this? And I would win. So
Nice.
it just became addictive. And then by accident, and again, I fell into the home inspection industry, having tried a couple of cases on national TV. And I was representing pharmaceutical companies and Fortune 500. We did the 64 plaintiff salmonella case with a $37 million demand that we defensed. And at the same time, I was introduced to the home inspection industry by one of the former individuals who actually started CREIA. His name was Jim Farmer and Alex Kaczynski. And I got in it by accident. I was building a house. And of course, I had built homes for years. And of course, I knew everything about construction. And I had this Jim Farmer guy, this older guy, tell me that I didn't know what I was talking about. And of course, I took umbrage to it. I got upset and I got in his face and he said, look, this basically heating air conditioning system that you've put in, I know you bought it at a discount, but it's going to be right outside your 3-year-old daughter's bedroom, isn't it? I said, yes. He said, it's been recalled for CO2. My daughter is alive. Mm-hmm. She's a lawyer in San Diego.
Right on.
And she's a terrorist. I'm telling you, absolutely a terrorist. She disowns me. So all I can tell you is from that point forward, all I wanted to do was home inspection. So I got involved with it.
Right.
And the truth of the matter is that I've recreated this monster. And now we have to recreate it again. So that's kind of the history. I have tried.
That's very interesting.
I've tried to verdict in excess of 200 Superior Court jury trials, including 3 on national TV. And as it relates to home inspection cases, I probably handled more than.
You mean when you say in national TV, you're meaning like there's cameras in the courtroom and it's all just televised? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I'm giving you, for instance, you have a credit card, or you have a Vons card, or you have a Ralph's card.
Right.
We tried the right of privacy case on that very issue of whether or not for example, a supermarket gets particular information which should be held in privacy, and it was used against a plaintiff who slipped and fell at that market. And in this case, that didn't happen. The guy was buying 5 quarts of tequila for his self-use, and he slipped and fell in the market, and he had been using that type of alcohol for a long time. And he was drunk at the time, and we had witnesses say he was drunk, and we got the information about the 5 quarts of tequila from him in deposition.
Huh.
So that we got a non-suit, which means at the end of the plaintiff's case, you argue to the judge that they haven't met their burden of proof, and the judge grants it. We also did the eye-out case, and the eye-out case is a very famous case out of Mirage Hotel in Las Vegas, where they had 3 parties at a Pie Gow table at 2:30 in the morning. And one of them, allegedly, is a Taiwanese mafia. One guy in the center was a guy from L.A. that is also Taiwanese, and the person dealing the cards was Taiwanese. And then they had the guy whose son was present. And the guy's son in question had built every high-rise building in Taipei, Taiwan, and was flown over by Mirage. And to make the long story short, in the middle of the Pie Gow game, the alleged Taiwanese mafia guy had won 8 times in a row, $25,000 a hand. And the young kid, and I say young kid, he was in his early 30s, leaned over and said, "Are you going to live forever?" Meaning, are you going to keep winning? The Taiwanese guy got very upset. "You're trying to jinx me. I'm superstitious." And the alleged Taiwanese mafia guy got upset when he lost, leaned across the table and took out the gentleman's right eye out of his socket and put it on the table. I was brought in to try that case in downtown Los Angeles. And I also got a non-suit at the end of the case, meaning...
So one guy took out the other guy's eye?
And put it on the table.
Well, how did he do it? With his hand?
With his finger. Wow. So, I mean...
Wow, that is a crazy story.
I had another case in which had to do with pharmaceutical where a guy had a bad liver, and we admitted we gave him the wrong medication. And I proved that what really occurred was his physician committed medical malpractice, and we defensed the case to a jury in Ventura.
Wow.
I actually was the trial lawyer of the month in California for that one case in November of 1994, and you can only win it once in your career.
Wow. Congrats, man. Did you bring your plaque?
No, but I have it.
All right, that's awesome. That's a great story. Wow, the old finger gouge and takes out an eyeball and leaves it there.
Puts it right on the table. And the
guy go into shock, pass out. I mean, what happened?
I don't know what happened to him.
The listeners want to know what happened next.
Well, I can tell you that the mafia guy or whoever he was somehow got to the airport in McLaren, somehow got out of the aircraft space of the United States before the police came, figured out who he was, and looked for him.
Oh, wow. Connected man.
There's a rumor that's true.
There's a rumor that's true.
Yes. That's a rumor.
That's a rumor. Okay.